How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Plus lineup, the game catalog update for March has been officially revealed. We had already known the partial lineup, but now we do have the full lineup. I haven't looked at it myself, so we can go through it together and I can give you guys my immediate reaction. So right off the top, we already knew Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection has been added. I think this is a great addition with Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. We'll talk in depth about all of these in a little bit. Obviously, we have Chia. That is a brand new release, so very much nice to see that. Not only do we get a new release in the game catalog this month, but we'll also get a new release next month with Meet Your Maker, but that'll actually be in Plus Essential. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction will be added, so there you go with that. Ghostwire Tokyo. This is a really nice addition, as we just found out that there will be a free update dropping for the game as well, so nice timing with that. Life is Strange True Colors, awesome, as we've had the other Life is Strange games added. Now we're getting True Colors thrown in there as well. Immortals Phoenix Rising, we had known about that. Life is Strange 2 is being added as well. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, how about that? Awesome addition here. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Street Fighter V Champion Edition with all the Street Fighter buzz going around. That's a pretty nice addition too. Untitled Goose Game. You got Final Fantasy Type 0 HD, an underrated Final Fantasy game, initially started off as a PSP title. We'll talk more about that in a second. Rage 2, how about that? Nice little addition there. I didn't like Rage 2 at all, but nevertheless, there you go. Neo, The World Ends With You. Oh, that's a fantastic addition. Hey, Square Enix has been one of the pillars in terms of supporting PlayStation Plus Extra, so this shouldn't surprise me too much. This game, unfortunately, did not do that well commercially, but man, this is an awesome game. Again, we'll talk that more in a second. Haven, another excellent game, especially a great game if you do want to play it with your significant other. We'll get to that in a bit. PlayStation Classics, we got some new titles. Ridge Racer Type 4, Ape Escape 2, and Siphon Filter Dark Mirror. Give me a hell yeah as far as that's concerned. I'd say that's a W as far as PlayStation Premium goes, the top tier subscription service. Look, the standard is fairly low when it comes to PlayStation Plus Premium, so we'll take what we can get as far as that's concerned. Now let's go back. Let's break down all of the offerings. Okay, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection. This had a really egregious price point on release. I think it came out back in January of last year, and it was $50 for Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. The thing about it is it had a really nice upgrade plan where if you owned either Uncharted 4 or Lost Legacy, you just paid $10 and you get the entire collection after that. So that was a nice upgrade path, especially for those that just had like Uncharted 4, you just paid $10 and then you get the upgrade and you get Lost Legacy. So that was pretty well done, but $50 outright to buy it was a little bit high. Uncharted 4 is a fantastic game, and I've talked about it before. I feel like over the years, the game is kind of being forgotten about as one of the great PlayStation 4 exclusives, I guess console exclusives at this point, that was released. Maybe it's because Uncharted has kind of gone to the wayside. I don't know if we're going to see a revival of the franchise. You know, there are rumblings that we are, but you know, we haven't gotten a new Uncharted game since 2017 with Lost Legacy, and Uncharted 4, the full game, came out back in early 2016. So it's been a long time, and I get it. When a game is kind of out of the news cycle, you think about it less. But going back and playing through Uncharted 4, I played the PC release, and I was like, man, this game is really, really underrated, and I think a lot of people would end up enjoying it. And underrated from a standpoint of it's not revered at the level of some of the other PlayStation exclusives at this point. Critically, it got really good reviews. I know some people weren't hot on some of the narrative elements, and I'm definitely on board with that, but overall still a nice addition here. Chia, definitely a great addition as this is a brand new release, and you always like to see new releases being added to PlayStation Plus, so this is definitely one I would strongly recommend you to check out, especially as a day one release. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction came out back in January of 2022. I had predicted it going back, and it didn't take rocket science that this game was going to hit very, very low prices very, very quickly, and that is the case with what happened, and now it is available with PlayStation Plus Extra. Ghostwire Tokyo. So this game is in the news cycle right now as it's being added to PlayStation Plus Extra in the month of March. Makes a lot of sense because it's also hitting Xbox Game Pass in the month of April. So this is going to be available on both subscription services. On top of that, it is getting a brand new update that is rolling out a bunch of new content. We'll do a separate video taking an in-depth look at that because that looks to be a sizable update to the game with it being released on Xbox as well. Did a full 18-minute review of Ghostwire Tokyo. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and give that a look. went super in-depth, and there was a lot of things that I liked about Ghostwire Tokyo. You know, the atmosphere was great, the visuals were great, some of the particle effects were fantastic, the gameplay I thought was interesting, even though maybe to some people it got a little bit redundant. Narratively, it starts off incredibly compelling, and then I kind of feel like they fumbled the bag by the end, but overall, still a solid game. And what I would highly recommend if you play this game, rush the Tengu summoning ability in the game. You can get it fairly quickly, but what that'll allow you to do is essentially like start grappling hooking all over the world, and that makes traversal in this game so much more enjoyable, and I would strongly recommend you to do that. I feel like they should have just let you do that right off the bat, and it would have just made exploring in the game a lot better, but hey, them's the breaks. Ghostwire Tokyo, nice addition here. Life is Strange True Colors. Obviously, this is a narrative-driven game that isn't for everybody, but I would still say it's something that you should check out. You know, obviously play through the titles in order, but yeah, this is the latest one in True Colors. Give it a look if you're interested in story-driven games with, you know, somewhat more mature themes. Immortals Phoenix Rising, a game that I didn't enjoy as much as a lot of other people, but I still liked the game. Had a very, very colorful world. Some of the humor didn't really click with me. The gameplay elements I thought were rather interesting, and you know, just being added to Plus as a part of the subscription service, that's great. Life is Strange 2, you guys already heard my thoughts on that. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, great PlayStation 5 upgrade on this. If you're a fan of DBZ, obviously, you'll probably want to play through this. Now, if you're not a fan, it's a fine retelling of the Dragon Ball story. There are a few things that are cut out, more so things that I feel like if you are a fan, you would get really irritated by. Something in the beginning and then something in the middle of the game I thought really stuck out to me as far as things that are taken out. And even during the boot arc, there are some, you know, very notable omissions that are a little bit head-scratching. Overall, still a really, really good game. The PS5 upgrade's really good, and of course, when it comes to Dragon Ball video games, everybody's talking about Tenkaichi 4. Can't wait to hear about that, more about that. The little glimpse that we did get to see of that, man, does that have me so excited. Like, that game is going to be so big, and I think people are underestimating how big that game is going to be. As far as anime games go, I think that game is tugging on a lot of nostalgic heartstrings, and I see that game just doing commercially insane numbers for an anime game. So, yeah, I know, a little bit of a tangent there, but when we talk about Dragon Ball games, it's going to be hard not to mention Tenkaichi coming back. Street Fighter V Champion Edition, nice addition as far as Street Fighter goes. Untitled Goose Game. Final Fantasy Type 0, everybody bought this game back in 2015 to get the Final Fantasy 15 episode Duske demo. Yeah, we were down atrociously to play FF15, and kind of seeing how FF15 turned out, you know, in retrospect, that's a little funny, but nonetheless, Type 0, solid game. It's just, it was $60 when it came out, and it was an upgrade of a PSP game, and you know, it's fine, but it's fine as a part of a subscription service. Rage 2, I hated this game, I'm not even gonna lie. Some people liked it, I thought Rage 2 was terrible, but yeah, I guess a fine addition as far as Plus Extra goes. Neo The World Ends With You, excellent addition here. Love, love, love this game. Ideally, you do want to play the first game. There is an anime adaptation that I've heard kind of mixed things about, but this game, you can still jump into it without playing the first one. I really like the combat system. I know it's not for everybody, but I like the utilization of the various pins. Obviously, what people will constantly go back to is the soundtrack, and yes, the soundtrack in this game is ridiculously stellar. Like, one of the best Square Enix soundtracks that you're going to come across. Just a stellar, stellar soundtrack. And overall, fantastic addition, because this is a game that still holds up in value, so really like to see that. And then we have Haven rounding out the lineup. This is a super simplistic game, but if you want to get a game to get your significant other who may not be into video games into gaming, Haven's really not a bad option. The gameplay's super simple. They can pick it up really easily. They're probably going to vibe with the story. Like, you know, it's your romance, it's your, you know, they're trying to keep their love life together, and it's a fun romance story, let's just say that, and there's twists and turns. I think people will end up enjoying that. Again, if you play it with your significant other, I think you'll really end up enjoying it. And then, as far as the classics go, Ridge Racer Type 4, Ape Escape 2, classics there, and then Siphon Filter Dark Mirror, obviously something that I'm really gonna appreciate. But overall, I would say, hey, another W of a month for Plus Extra. They're doing a good job with Plus Extra, all things considered, and, you know, a lot of these games, obviously, the majority of these titles I've already played, so it doesn't do much for me, but I can assess it objectively, and objectively speaking, for your subscription service, solid addition here, especially with, like, Chia being added as well as a brand new release. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.